as you get the hang of this, you begin to realize that you can calibrate yourself in more and more and more moments to who you really are. And what happens, then you get a momentum going. Then every segment yields more of what you want, which means happily ever after, happily ever after. Every segment yields more of what you want until, before you know it, you acknowledge yourself as the blessed being that you are. You acknowledge yourself as the being who is seen by source and cared about by source and listened to by source and supported by source. You know what's interesting? People are wanting foresight. They want to know what's coming. And we say, you're the creator of your own reality. What's your problem? And you say, well, I want to know what's coming. And we say, again, you're the creator of your own reality. What's the problem? And then if they dig a little deeper, what they'll say is, well, I'm a sloppy thinker. And so we say, well, then you're going to have a lot of variety as it comes. You're going to get what you want, and you're going to get what you don't want, and you're going to get some of all of it. And they'll say, well, I know that, and I want to know what's coming. And we say, rather than ask what's coming, why not control what's coming? Why not decide what's coming? Why not contemplate what's coming? Why not get stable and then think about it? Because if you are feeling frustrated or worried and you start anticipating what's coming, you're not going to like it when it gets there. But if you are all frisky and tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and you're feeling good about life and happy about life, you're going to like what comes when it gets there, you see. And so what we're really talking about is maintenance of now. Maintenance of now. And what maintenance of now means is awareness of your relationship between the two aspects of you. Maintenance of that relationship. So every now and again, we'll see Esther responding to something that's happening in life experience and then immediately being aware of what she's feeling and stopping and saying to herself, Esther, is this really the point of attraction that you want to enhance and foster right now? And sometimes it really is not. And then she'll just laugh and say, of course not. And then if she's caught it early enough, which she's doing mostly these days, then she will identify what feeling she's wanting to reach for. She flew a different airline on Friday because it was a direct flight from San Diego, where she was, to here. And she had not flown that airline before. So she wasn't sure where it was, and she wasn't sure where it was in relationship to the valet parker where she was leaving her car. So she had a little bit of uneasiness, and then she felt that uneasiness, and she said to herself, driving the 20 minutes from her house to the airport, Esther, is uneasiness the emotion you're wanting to foster? And she laughed. No, I like the feeling of knowing that I'll figure it out as I go. I'm a stable person who can read signs. There's going to be a sign that says where this airline is. And there's going to be a sign showing me where the valet parker is for that terminal, whatever it is. And there's going to be a sign showing me which way to go once I've got out of my car. In other words, I don't have to know everything. There is guidance along the way. There's always guidance along the way. So Esther's coming from her sleeping room. A nice man met her at her door and guided her down a very convoluted route to get to the backstage area. And as Esther got back there, she thought, well, now I'm here, but I don't know how to get out of here. I don't know how to go to the bathroom. I don't know how to get back to my room. I'm here, but I don't think I'm just going to want to be here all of these hours. I think I'm going to want to go other places. And then she thought, I should have asked him to show me. And then she thought, well, I can figure it out. She stepped outside into the hallway again, and a very nice woman was there. And Esther said, could you show me? And the woman took her right there. And Esther thought, help is always on the way. Help is always on the way. Help is always on the way. But an even better statement, help is right here all the time. You are not ever justified in any feelings of insecurity. That's just sloppy thinking. You are not justified in any thoughts of insecurity. You are not justified in any thoughts of hatred. That's just sloppy thinking. That's just deciding almost belligerently that you're not going to go the way you're in. All right, inner being, I know you love them. I don't, and here's why. And here are all the reasons that you shouldn't love them either. Your inner being's not ever going to join you in those thoughts. And after a little while, if you really care about feeling good, you begin to notice that your inner being is stubborn about remembering who you are and remembering what you want, and about showing you the path of least resistance to that. And if you're allowing yourself to care about the way you feel, well, then off you go, always in the direction of what you want. We want to remind you that satisfaction comes from only one place, and that is having a desire, big or small, and moving in the direction of it. And dissatisfaction is having a desire, big or small, and moving away from it. But it's bigger than moving to desire and moving away from desire. It is that, but it's even more than that. It's moving toward your inner being who is focused on your desire, or moving away from your inner being who's focused on your desire. It's bigger than that. It's like this. It's being a cooperative component to what you've asked for, or being an uncooperative component to what you've asked for. As you get the hang of this, you begin to realize that you can calibrate yourself in more and more and more moments to who you really are. And what happens, then you get a momentum going. Then every segment yields more of what you want, which means happily ever after, happily ever after. Every segment yields more of what you want, happily ever after, happily ever after. Every segment yields more of what you want, until before you know it, you acknowledge yourself as the blessed being that you are. You acknowledge yourself as the being who is seen by source, and cared about by source, and listened to by source, and supported by source. And once you start feeling like that, then the way the people who are around you who haven't figured this out yet, who are still having knee-jerk reactions to the injustice that they feel that they are living, so they're standing in their unjust feeling moment, sort of lashing out at you. Esther always liked that cartoon that she saw years ago, where the boss yells at the man, and the man yells at his wife, and his wife yells at the kid, and the kid kicks the dog. It's sort of the chain of pain. And so there are a lot of people that are living a sort of chain of pain, but you won't be one of them. You're someone who is tuned to who you really are, standing in a place of stability no matter what is going on. This is a really good time for a segment of refreshment.